here from Games, Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short. It's time for another trip to our very own island. Yes, it's Desert Island Dregs. And our guest this time round is the modern, melodic, hardcore band Second Cities. Gentlemen, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Jamie, I'm the vocalist.
I'm Damon, I'm the bassist.
I'm Josh, I am the drummer.
I'm Josh, I'm the guitarist.
There you go, four out of five.
Unfortunately, Tony. Unfortunately, Tony can't make it.
Yep, no worries. Well, as always, normally we would in this series do 3 games of books, horror movies, and records that the band are allowed to choose to take them to the island. But as we have 4 out of 5 members of Second Cities with us, we will be changing that up. Instead, each member gets 1 choice from each category. And of course, as always, if you haven't watched any of these videos to the end, there is a secret extra category at the end that everybody gets to choose from. But we will reveal that when we get to it. Before we get into that, we'll go around individually. And how are you doing today? Starting with you, Jamie. How's your day going?
It's been very busy. I've just got back off work. We had the release yesterday. That was very busy. I'm sure the other guys can tell you more about that because I was also at work yesterday, which is unfortunate. But it's just what happens right now in 2020, innit, really? You've just got to either stay at home or if you're a key worker, go to work, and that's what I've been doing. So, yeah. But it's been a good day, to be fair.
Fair enough. Damon?
Just been playing Guitar Hero, if I'm honest.
Yeah?
That's pretty much it, yeah. All day. I had to stop though because my wrist is beginning to hurt. It's the problem with being 28. It's falling apart now.
It's getting old.
Falling apart. What about yourself, Josh?
I woke up about an hour ago.
Uni students.
Yeah. But yesterday I did a lot of stuff on the release. I did like all of this I did all of the Instagram, all of the Facebook, and all of the Twitter, and then everyone else just shared shit. So yeah.
Okay, that kept you busy yesterday, man. Oh man.
Yeah.
And yourself, Wal?
Yeah, just been watching a bit of Netflix. Woke up like not too long ago, to be honest. Like Josh. I've just been chilling. Yeah. Life
in general, which then brings us to the next question, and we can start again with you, Jamie. 2020, it's been a year, we can certainly say that, and being in the UK as well, we've all experienced the same sort of events and issues. Jamie, how has your year, how have you been holding up throughout 2020, I guess is the better word?
Personally, I've been okay towards the second half, definitely, especially because like towards the first, when lockdown hit, my partner was off work, so I spent all the time with him. And then when everything started to open back up a little bit, I got in working at a supermarket doing like a home delivery packing, and so that's been really good because I was out of a job before COVID. But however, like with everything else that's gone on with the band, that's been absolutely amazing, despite all the gigs that have gone away as well. Like, because we had all of our shows go. So we said, fuck it, let's just release a lockdown video, and we kind of went from there with Oceans onto Love and War, and then this new one called Like a Moth.
Damon, how about you? How you been holding up in 2020?
Not too bad, to be honest. My main change has been working from home, which I actually kind of enjoy because I hate working in an office, generally. Apart from that, it does suck that we have had to cancel every single gig this year. I think we played 1 gig in January. That was about it.
It was we had 2, I think. We had 1 in January, and then we played 1 at Red Rum in February, and that was like 2 weeks before lockdown happened.
Yeah, James got a better memory than me.
Yeah.
The old age again.
I just don't stop thinking about it. That's my problem. I'm on my own worst fan. But yeah, we had a few gigs at like beginning of the year, and then everything went to shit.
Yeah, that's it. What about yourself, Josh?
Sorry, repeat the question. I kind of zoned in and out.
How you been holding up in 2020 overall?
Okay. Overall, So, good question. So, my ex broke up with me at the start of the year. That wasn't so good.
Oh wow, yeah.
So, bit of a rough start of the year, but it kind of worked because Oceans, like that was kind of what that was about, like lyric wise. And then so I've just been focusing on the band and on uni and on music. So yeah, that's pretty much it really. Just be focusing on that sort of thing.
Is your university open now?
No, it's all online. Like, you go in, like, if you really need to do something, say if you don't have Logic at home, you can go and do it there, but they don't really want you to go in, so.
Okay. And how's that been? How's it been for you? Has it been easy to adapt to that change?
Oh yeah, because I can literally wake up 10 minutes before the lecture. So,
wow.
It's pretty good. Don't have to do any traveling, it's awesome.
Awesome. And last but not least, how about yourself?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Just been like playing a lot of guitar over lockdown, playing a lot of Rocket League. Only joined band like 2 months ago, so like I don't really have much experience in terms of lockdown with band. But I mean, for example, now with lockdown with band with 2020, we're not going to be able to rehearse or do output for like a month, 2 months, you know. So that's going to be a bit like sad. But yeah, I've just been chilling, playing a lot of guitar. That's pretty much it.
Saying that, whoever wants to answer this, in regards to rehearsals during this lockdown period, I mean, there are so many varying rules surrounding it. Have you even considered looking into that, or is it just one of those, you know what, let's just wait till whatever it is, the 2nd of December and see what the land looks like then?
I mean, I did have an email about one place that is doing rehearsals there. You can go and do it, but we've been there before and it's not where we call home. We've got a lockup now. And basically, we've said the deal of like we'll pay half the money, just to keep all our equipment there that we've got spare that we use for practicing. And so I think we're just going to focus more on what we've got already ready.
Okay.
Because we've got. Should we tell them how many more we've got? Because like, not written, but like ready to go.
Okay, go on then.
We've got like 2 more songs ready.
Okay.
We got like a bunch more that
we were at 15 over 3 months of being in the lockup, so.
Okay.
We got a lot of material already.
Oh, I mean, it's 15 that are worth pursuing into recording. I think we probably wrote an extra 5 on top of that as well that we were kind of like just fizzled out because it wasn't really us. Yeah.
All right, we'll dig into that a bit further on. Before then, though, let's get on to the first nominations then. We're going to start with either a video game or a book, whatever your taste lies. And as always, we'll start with you, Jamie. What would you bring?
I think I've been really, really cheeky with this one because I've said Kingdom Hearts, the story so far, which consists of like 6 different games. But it's like you only have to buy it as one, so you get everything apart from like the final game, which came out like people had to wait 12 years for. So if it had to literally just be one instead of like all of it, then I'd go for Kingdom Hearts 3. But otherwise, I'd go for Kingdom Hearts the story so far, just so I had everything else.
I feel like he's just broken rules. Is he allowed to do that?
It is. I don't think we've done one to date that hasn't had some variation because we never really set rules beyond we couldn't bring a physical person. But the very first time someone asked us, "Oh, is there internet?" we were like, "Oh yeah, of course," and stuff like that. Yes, it's pretty free. I mean, I presume Kingdom Hearts because it's a time sink and you can kind of just lose yourself for quite a long time, right?
I think it's probably more to do with like the fact that like I played the first 2 when I was like 8 or 9, and then I had to wait 12 years for number 3 to come out. So I pretty much like just played those 2 until the story arc ended with the 3rd, and it kind of just stuck with me, I guess. Like I don't really like Final Fantasy and stuff like that, but it's just the Kingdom Hearts franchise really. I think it just like kind of captured me from a younger age, and then.
Disney links, you think?
Mate, probably a couple of Disney links. I can't remember everyone that was in the games, to be honest. I'll have to go and play them back again to remember like the most meaningful moments. But there was definitely like, for example, like my dog, there's a Japanese Shiba Inu, which also fits alongside the fact that Kingdom Hearts is a Japanese game. she's called Sora, which is the name of the main character in Kingdom Hearts. Even
Sorry,
though
I'll be back in 1 second.
Yeah. So the main character, even though he's male, it's a multi-gender name, so we used it for my dog, and I think it translates to sky in Japanese. Yeah, I went and did the research before we named the dog, but yeah, I think that's really stuck with me.
Oh, cool. You're here again. Video game or book? What would you bring?
Video game, definitely.
Hmm.
Can I pick James' answer? Is that not allowed? Oh well. Guitar Hero? Any of them? Definitely.
I thought that, I'll be honest, I thought Guitar Hero had fallen well out of fashion these days, like to still be being played by anyone.
It did, and then I found my Xbox 360 and I was like, woo.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia, definitely.
Is there a specific one? Like, are you talking just the series, or like the Guitar Hero Metallica, Guitar Hero Van Halen, that sort of thing?
Warriors of Rock, maybe the newest one.
Ooh,
Probably go with that one.
That's cool. All right.
Interesting
Are you good at it,
fact.
though?
Sorry.
Are you good at it though?
I can play most songs on Expert, so not too bad.
Okay.
Interesting fact, I introduced Damon to Guitar Hero with Guitar Hero 1.
Oh, wow.
And then he went straight to 3, I think.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So I was just that good.
All right, yourself then, Josh.
I'm a big fan of Counter-Strike, so I'd probably bring Counter-Strike.
That is an online game, right? I mean, I don't
Wait, like, okay, so if I'm on Desert Island, do I get, like, Wi-Fi?
Of course. Yes.
Okay, yeah, sick. Counter-Strike then. I play Counter-Strike all day long. So.
I presume I think I know what it is. It's just like a massively multiplayer Call of Duty style shooter, right?
Nah, it's basically like a 5v5 bomb defusal game, but it's like highly competitive, and there's like different maps, and basically there's like utility and stuff, and you got to use things very wisely. There's like spray patterns to your guns, so there's like a skill element to it. I've got like 4,000 hours in it, so yeah.
As well as like whole esports.
Yeah,
As well.
it used to be like massively on the esports. It's dropped off a little bit because of games. What's the most recent like rip-off of Counter-Strike that's come out? There's a game that's came out recently that's got really popular and it took a bit of a fan base, but it's still going strong. It's good.
Do you play that with? Is it like you've got a group of friends that you go online with, or is it just random?
Oh yeah, you need friends for this game because solo queuing is absolutely atrocious. You don't want to do that.
Okay. All right. What are your last game or book?
I'd probably go with game. Probably go with Skyrim.
Oh.
I wish I picked that.
Yeah, there's a lot to do. It'd probably be like most fun and lasting game to bring on a desert island, you know.
Yeah, I made absolutely the worst choice out of everyone.
If you wanted to go for longevity, you'd pick The Witcher though, because that just
takes
The thing is about fucking sorry, I shouldn't swear. The thing is about Skyrim is like you're just doing the same quest. Like if you join a Thieves Guild, you're just literally going back and forth over and over again, and it's so dead. That's why I don't enjoy it as much.
It's fun though. It's fun though, bro. It's like a sick world, sick lore.
The lore is pretty cool, to be fair.
And it is a time sink. You could spend days and days and days and still not scratch the surface, so to speak.
Yeah,
guys,
definitely. Yeah.
There's your choices.
You could also try and do it like just play Dark Souls with one hand, and that would take you the rest of your life to just try and complete.
You're going to be stuck though with this one game. You're going to have to find variations on it. You'll end up playing Guitar Hero with your feet just to find it.
Yeah.
So the big
try
news.
that anyway.
So the big news, obviously in the world of Second Cities, is the release of your brand new single, Like a Moth.
Mhm.
Are you happy with what you produced here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Strongest
think.
one this year.
Say again.
Would you say it's your strongest single so far this year?
Ooh, no, I'd say Oceans is probably our strongest. To be fair.
I agree with Oceans as well. Like,
I'd say this is probably the second best though.
The thing is that we were originally going to release all these songs that we have as an EP originally, and then with COVID hitting, the uncertainty, we thought we'd just kind of release it as it goes and do it step by step and make it a chapter kind of thing. And it's kind of like the middle part, essentially, I guess, of the 5-piece songs. So it's always going to be in the center. I don't think it's necessarily the weakest or the strongest. I just think it has elements to it that you haven't particularly heard from Second Cities in our usual stuff. It's more up pace than the previous 2 releases, and with the next one or next 2, depending on how we release it, we definitely have a softer one that's more veered towards mental health and being an advocate for caring about people with mental health. And then we've got another one as well, which
to round it off and finish it off. just to round it off, it's called Say Goodbye, and it's not forever, that's why it's called For Now in brackets, because then it's see you next year, I guess.
So the plan is still to kind of drip feed these out over the next couple of months, yeah?
Well, I don't want to say too much though, but basically we're gonna maybe we're considering to just release the last 2 at some time, together as a package. Maybe, we think.
Fair enough. Watch this space. Simple. Stick to your social media and you'll find out more there. So back to Like a Moth. Who wants to tell me what helped inspire this track? What specifically, when you focused upon lyrical content and the music?
Opposing leader type figures, political, fucking all the way. Just whatever side of the fence you're on, you've got to challenge those that you put in power that are getting paid 80 grand to drink their ways worth with the money and get subsidised meals and all that. Regardless of what side of the fence you sit politically, you need to hold these people to account. And the song was written 2017, 2018, and I guess it's kind of just gotten bigger, hasn't it? Really? Yeah, with all the everything that's gone on across the world, not just in our home country as well.
Well, yeah, you talk about writing it back then, but its relevancy is probably maybe nowhere as important as it is right now with what's been in our own country, been going on in the last couple of months, let alone the big wide world.
Yeah, the release day came out we were thinking, it's just the day after Bonfire Night, which obviously some people, I'm not exactly explicitly saying this myself, but there is that saying that Guy Fawkes was the last person to ever walk into Parliament with good intentions, and I think it's not as extreme as that, but I think there definitely needs to be a lot of accountability made.
And it's less than 24 hours since it's been released. How have you found the reaction so far from fan base? Whatever comments you've been able to read and stuff like that. We've had a lot of support from our fans, our citizens. Especially Stevie, who she pays a lot of attention to us. We really appreciate Stevie.
Oh, she's amazing.
We've had a lot of love from bands as well, Record the Remains. There's been so many, Bloodstones, Born Zero.
Yeah.
There's been so many on our social media that we've just put them all as a highlight on our Instagram because we can't name them all.
Just the great thing about the Midlands scene, everyone's so supportive and everyone wants to see everyone else doing well and push each other to do well. So it's really good. It's really good community.
It's nice to see fans coming in elsewhere as well, the States and up north as well from here as well. We can thank Watto for that, I guess.
Have you had that kind of rock star moment, so to speak, where you talk about perhaps getting fans from the States or abroad, but that rock star moment where you thought, oh shit, this is something, people are really beginning to pay attention to us?
I feel like we had that with Oceans, and like people are just kind of waiting for our next song that's kind of like that mainstream, and like I can't guarantee that that'll be within the next couple of songs, but
We definitely got some mainstream stuff coming up though that people will like.
Yeah, like this a song that you go over to our Instagram, you can probably hear us playing like with really bad audio quality, but if you're that interested, you can go and hear some of the ideas that we've been creating since Watto joined the band.
Cool. All right, guys. Second nomination then. Moving on. Horror movies. Is anyone here a big horror movie fan?
I am, definitely. I struggled with this one severely. There's so many horror films that are so good. Like,
No, as I said, normally you'd be lucky and get 3, but obviously you're stuck with just the one this time.
Yeah.
Jamie, get us started then. What's your choice?
Oh, see, this is difficult. I need to come back to it and send it to someone else. I still need to send it.
Oh god.
Dave?
Train to Busan,
Oh fuck you.
or Eden Lake, or Triangle, or Hereditary, or Midsummer.
Jesus, you really do like horror movies. My god.
I set myself a bit of a challenge this month, October, to watch a horror film every day, and I managed to go 3 over. So I watched 34 horror films in 31 days.
Were they
That's
all
pretty good.
brand new movies, or was it just what you could find?
No, it's what I could find on Netflix and Amazon Prime.
Okay. Was this period the first time you saw Train to Busan?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Ooh,
Definitely.
wow.
Never-
So
never
you
seen it.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah. One of the best films I've ever seen.
Right.
Probably the best zombie film after 28 Days Later.
You're not. Yeah, blew me away when I saw it as well. And I grew up watching zombie movies. They're basically what helped inspire the site as well. So, 20% shocked me by being quite good. You know, it's got a sequel, right?
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I didn't really think much of the trailer. I don't know.
Oh,
Is it good?
I've not seen it yet, but my brother, one of the other writers for the site, has seen it, and he gave it an average review, saying it kind of lost sight of what it was supposed to be.
Ouch.
But the first one was so good because it was also a really good film as well. Like you actually really wanted the characters to survive. Whereas the second one, it just kind of looks like some kind of rip-off of Mad Max, maybe. It's a bit
Action.
weird.
It reminded me of. Have you seen the World War Z movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yes, that's what it reminded me of.
I mean,
Yeah.
I thought the cinematography of it and the concept was cool, but like, it was just
yeah.
a bit-
There's one good bit of that film, the zombies crawling on top of each other.
Oh
to
yeah,
get
that
over the one
scared
wall. Yeah.
Jesus out of me.
That was a pretty good shot. But other than that, yeah, not really. Also, I didn't really understand the ending. It didn't make sense.
Yeah, there was a reshot ending as well, I believe, or something like that. I remember hearing about. I don't know. It was hard because I love the book so much, so the film was never going to kind of live up to that.
Yeah.
Josh, what you got?
Another zombie movie I watched recently with a friend of mine. It's called #Alive. It's like another Korean zombie one. Basically, a guy is in his apartment in like a block of flats, and then the zombie apocalypse starts. But he's like a gamer, and it's like set in the modern day, So it's seeing him being quite what's the word? He's like quite resourceful. So he has like a drone, and he uses that to like scout the area out. And then like he finds there's a girl like on like another block of flats across the street, and you see them building like a relationship up. And then you just wait for that moment where they finally like meet. And her getting to the other side was actually like awesome to watch. And then you like on the edge of your seat the whole time. It's really good. And when they get into the building together, they go to the roof, and I'm not going to spoil it, but there's some pretty scary moments when they go to that roof. It's a great movie. Recommend it.
I'm not aware of this one. #horror, you say?
#Alive.
#alive. Right. Okay, I get this technology thing.
Yeah, because the army uses like Twitter and stuff to locate the citizens and rescue them that way.
Okay, sounds interesting. All
So
right, cool.
It's pretty cool.
2 worldwide choices already. Whoa, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with The Shining.
Oh,
Yeah. yeah. I rate like psychological horror films, you know, that kind of stuff.
I presume you mean the Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson. Yeah.
Okay. So, have you ever seen any of the other adaptations that follow it? What about Stephen King's personal adaptation, the 4-hour, 2-parts film?
No, I haven't seen it. Like, I'm not like massively into horror films, but you know, Shining's really good.
What about the book? Have you read that?
I started. Yeah, but I never finished.
Yeah, because obviously you'll be aware that it's so wildly different, the Shining, Kubrick's Shining against the book as well. So much so that obviously Stephen King hates Kubrick's version.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife loves the movie. I struggle with it. I don't really like. I'm one of those that sort of sits and goes, "Nah, I don't really like this." But it's an incredibly popular film.
I fell asleep while watching it.
Never a good sign. Well, back to you then. You got one this time?
Yeah, okay, so I'll go with The Nun from 2018, just because, like, that's one.
Wow.
No,
that was so
awful.
bad.
The only reason I'll go for it is because, well, okay, either that or give me Zombieland because for the comedic value.
Okay.
Zombieland was a sick one, but I don't even care if there was a sequel because I haven't bothered watching that.
And it wasn't too bad.
I watched Zombieland 1 anyway, like fucking on repeat when I was a kid again, and it was like probably scary for like a fucking 11-year-old. It never watched horror anything that gory because like fucking very Christian mama. But then rebelled with Green Day. Yeah, I guess that. I guess like I also kind of like watched it, the Zodiac. Like it's called Zodiac anyway. It's more of a mystery thriller, but it's got some like kind of gut wrenching like scenes in it where the guy just like kind of like just cold bloodedly just walks up to someone and starts to like bleed out slowly. It's kind of like wow. It's kind of like the fact that that's actually like a reality happened, like because it's written based on a true story.
Don't let your bandmates browbeat you into not choosing The Nun. They are outraged. So unfair.
Yeah, I guess you have to go with The Nun.
Do you like the rest? Are you like into the Conjuring universe? So the Conjuring film is obviously linked into The Nun.
My partner just scared shitless of nuns in general. Like, he hates like, I mean, he's family Catholic, so it's kind of like, yeah, it kind of runs in it. I guess like the It series as well. The first one's better than the second in that. Again.
The modern one, yeah?
Yeah, the modern one. I can't say I've watched the original, although I've seen the gifs of the original It.
you know the faces, you know the images, you know it.
Yeah, I've seen it about, but it's one of those I kind of like get into like mystery stuff more than horror.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, guys, moving on then. So overall, do you think Second Cities has adapted quite well to this year, the lockdown period, and how it's basically forced every band, from the biggest to the smallest, to work differently and approach music differently? Do you think you guys have adapted and taken advantage of that?
Absolutely. I mean, we before lockdown, we were using a weekly rehearsal studio and we were doing 2 hours a week, and then we got the lockup and then we went to like 36 hours in our first week of it being used.
Yeah.
And then we kind of like went a bit hardcore in the first month and we dropped it down to about 20 hours a week on average now.
Still.
Yeah,
we also... Go on, Jim.
No, you carry on.
No, it's a separate thing. Go on.
Okay. But I definitely think like with having the lockup, it's definitely improved that. Like, it's made us tighter as a band, as well as the fact that we've, over the lockdown period, we also parted ways with our guitarist Ellie. There's no bad blood there. She's pursuing a dream pop project called Pascal, and we love her for it. And the next two songs, and Oceans and Love and War, didn't have Watto on it. That's not Watto, although he can play it note for note perfectly because he's sick.
Shout out to my boy.
Yeah, shout out to my homeboy. But yeah, we love Ellie to bits, and she's amazing. And so I think like we've kind of proven to people that we can adapt over anything, really. Yeah.
Directly to them, well, as obviously you joined only quite recently, what made you want to be part of Second Cities?
Well, I just heard stuff that they had on Spotify, and I thought like it's pretty sick. So like I just wanted to be a part of it from that point onwards, to be honest.
Yeah. You guys go back further?
No.
Wow.
I mean, my mates know him. Like my college mates know him because they go to the same uni. So there's like a little bit of a connection there. But apart from that, not really, no.
Oh, that's awesome. And again, to you, Watto, do you feel comfortable? Do you feel like you're gelling quite well with the rest of the guys?
Yeah. Well, we've spent a lot of time together since I've moved, obviously, because we've been doing a lot of hours in lockup. So yeah,
like
we've
2 minutes away from the lockup. He literally has to wake up and walk 2 minutes,
Oh, nice.
and he's there. He can see our lockup space from his window. It's kind of crazy.
So is there anything as well from this kind of period? Let's say in 6 months' time, life is back to normal, so to speak. Is there anything you've learned from this period that you think has worked so well for you that you would keep going forward regardless?
Social media is key.
Yeah, staying in touch with your fans when you can't see them on a weekly basis because you're playing all over the place like we used to do. Like it's made it like I kind of guess like it means that gigs are more precious as well.
Yeah,
it's like a more valuable time because we didn't realise what we were missing until like nobody could do it.
One thing we've learned is we need to take more pictures while on gigs.
Yeah, and more pictures in general. We need to like just hire someone to walk around taking photos. We need a paps.
Yeah. So when you kind of look as well throughout this year, and you've seen everyone trying to use social media better for every band, I mean, in regards to that, and you see the likes of live stream events and varying quality, some that are just in a room, others that are hiring out venues with professional production and stuff like that. Where do you guys kind of sit in regards to doing something like that? In regard, just doing a live stream.
So close. That we were so close. We got our mix. We got our digital mixer like the set like this like last week, and then this week we can't rehearse. And we could like through that mixer we could have recorded everything from our lockup space and essentially done like a quality production like live recording from our lockup if we wanted to. Obviously that can't happen now for a while. So we've got, as I say, we've been working on a lot of stuff. We've got a lyric video out that's coming out for like a month in a couple of weeks, and we work on a lot of stuff on the background just so we can fill out where we haven't got a lot, because obviously we don't have live gigs quite as often. We were also going to be filming one of these with Cut Deep Clothing, a clothing line that we work with, but that's got like postponed essentially until afterwards. And then there will be a live gig coming, a live stream gig coming hopefully after this lockdown.
Again, watch your space. It is constantly infuriating, not just for yourselves, but for anyone else watching. Everything is always, we want to do this, but we're either on hold, postponed, or stuck waiting until something changes. Does it comfort you might be the wrong word, but can you take solace in the fact that you're not alone, that everyone, as you said, from the biggest bands in the world are in exactly the same boat, so to speak, as yourselves?
Yeah, it's also really inspiring, I guess, to see other bands that are doing things that we maybe didn't consider before as well, and adapting to that as well. That's like something that's really inspiring, and we can share ideas between our friends and stuff to still keep our scene alive, I guess.
Yeah. Right then, guys, third one then, the worst one for most music fans. One record, one single solitary record. Jamie, do you want to get us started?
Is that a class as an album?
Yeah, album, EP, live.
Okay, a Green Day American Idiot.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, easy. It's got a song for every deal.
So you're a big Green Day fan, I'll take it overall, yeah?
Yeah, I've seen them like 3 times. I saw them in Birmingham, in London, and in Amsterdam as well. Really like kind of like the first band apart, like that I didn't know apart from like Elvis, I guess. Like, because Elvis, it went from like Elvis to Green Day, like no in between. I got introduced from Damon's brother, who used to play it down the phone to me because my mum wouldn't let me listen to it at the time. But now she's a bigger Green Day fan than me, and she's kind of stopped all that from me at this stage.
Wow, that's an incredible story.
As soon
What
as
age?
she
Go on.
as soon as she told me that she fancied like Big Joe Armstrong, that like kind of just like ruined it for me.
Jesus.
What
Yeah.
age do you reckon you were when you first heard American Idiot then?
I was 9 or 10. I was in
Wow.
primary
Jesus.
school. Yeah, Damon's family are really rock and roll, man. Like, they love it. Damon's mom loves... Well, Damon can tell you about his family's love for music, but they've got like a lot of music that my mom would never have listened to, like, at the time. And she's kind of like adapted to listen to more music through me becoming a musician.
That's incredible. That's really,
Yeah.
really lovely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Damon, then. Musical family and your choice.
Oh god, that's like some pressure now because I need to pick something good.
Wow.
No, I'm gonna go with my original choice. I'm a big Jack White fan, and he's got a band called the Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life. They've got an album called Consolers of the Lonely, which is like, it's probably their longest album, so I probably wouldn't wear it out too quickly. So I'll probably go with that, maybe.
What is it about Jack White that appeals so much?
Because he sort of simultaneously sounds really good and really awful, but also manages to pull off both like really well. So it makes it more interesting to listen to because his guitar tone is kind of awful, but it sounds really nice as well. So I can't describe it. It's kind of
It's a compliment, I think, nonetheless.
yeah. He sort of sits there in the studio. You can almost sort of hear it, where he's sitting there, and he's like, "This sounds really nice. I want to add a guitar solo over it that's not quite in key." But then he adds it, and then it's even better because of it for some reason. It doesn't follow any rules or logic. It's just really good.
Inventive and imaginative. I can certainly agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Josh.
Okay. Okay. So it's kind of hard for me because I don't know. There's like a few different genres. So there's like David Bowie, Hunky Dory, because I just kind of grew up listening to Queen and David Bowie. But in particular, that album we just played it repeat on in the car, so very nostalgic. And because it's so poetic as well, his lyrics, it's like I can do a lot of like analysis of it and be kind of interesting. But then there's also, if I'm trapped on a desert island, I'm quite like a spiritual guy, so I want to try and ascend, I guess. So I also want to listen to like some kind of trippy instrumental music.
Okay.
So a band called Night Versus, which was like the first proper band I got into. They have an amazing drummer, so it's probably a main reason. They have 3 different albums. The first album is like really rocky, but it's like more proggy as well. The second one is like they're going a little bit more experimental, and then the third one's like they've dropped the vocalist and it's just all instrumental, and it's really trippy and I love it. So I don't know, there's so many. Probably the trippy one.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly create a picture in my head. So what is it about? Like, is it just the fact that it's trippy, or like the fact that it's quite heavy in ambience and stuff like that kind of you find yourself lost in it?
Yeah, basically, because they have really nice guitar tones. The drums just fit amazingly well to the music. It's not just a guy who's going do, it like he treats it more of like an art form to try and suit what the music is trying to create in the vibe it's trying to make. It's just a great attention to detail musically, and so you can just get yourself so lost in it so easily, and it's a big inspiration for me because whenever we write a song for the band, I always try and add my own touch, but not just play like a 4/4 thing. I try and make it a little bit more intricate, but also still make sure it fits the music. So it's a balancing act, but I think that's what makes it more interesting to the listener.
Okay, fascinating. Okay, last but not least, what?
I'm gonna go with Joe Satriani's Surfing with the Alien album.
Okay.
It's like a instrumental rock kind of thing, like a few elements of like jazz fusion, I guess. but like I just got like right into it. Like when I was like getting quite into the guitar, and it was just my favorite album, to be honest. From that point, shit, sorry, it was my favorite album from that point on, basically. And just love the melodies. I love the songwriting. It's just really good.
Is he kind of your hero? Like kind of your big inspiration?
Definitely one of like Joe Satriani, like John Petrucci, like Steve Vai, like them kind of my main inspirations. Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
You guys clearly all have quite varied and eclectic tastes, which I guess when it comes to bringing all that to the melting pot that is Second Cities, do you find yourselves not arguing is the wrong word, but pushing back and forth about each other's influences here and there?
All the time.
Yeah?
I feel like not really, to be honest. Like, kind of make a song and it just, say for example Tony will like start making a guitar thing, and then I'll put some drums to it, and then Watto will put like a lead to it or whatever, and then Jamie will come up with some lyrics and Damon does a bass. Like, it just all falls like together. But then I guess in sense of style, it's kind of a bit all over the place. We have something that's kind of more of like a power ballad type thing, and then we have more of like an emo mainstream thing, and then we have a heavier thing, you know. But it still has that distinctive Second City sound. It's good.
You just said the word that pops up sometimes when it comes to attaching tags to Second City. So obviously, in the world of music, we got to attach a tag to you. You must be categorized as something, and often the word emo is attached to Second Cities. Are you not a little wary of that tag, because it does come with a lot of negative connotations in quite a few people's eyes?
Screw it, man. Like, some people might say it, like some people might take like a thingy, but like the way I see it is I was that like person who dressed it like that and was called that all through high school. Not necessarily college, but like definitely high school had that lot of that, and it kind of just as opposed to it being like a negative thing, I kind of like owned it. And that's something that you have to do sometimes, is like own those things so they don't have any weight to other people. Do you know what I mean?
And us intrinsically, like, we're just kind of a bunch of misfits, like in our own way. We never really fit in, I'd say. So it kind of just fits us, I guess. So yeah.
I think I'm glad you said how you said it, because the fact that such a term can be used as a dirty word, just like nu metal was before that, and so on and all that, it's snobbery almost to a degree.
We just want to let the music speak for itself. Jamie, what was that quote Tony came up with?
you either love us or hate us, but you know who the fuck we are.
That's it. Yeah. If people are talking about you, that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. We don't care. Like, at the end of the day, it makes us happy.
In your opinions then, where do you think you excel the most at? Are you more of an on-record band, or do you think, like, if for someone who's never seen you live, when the opportunity arises, get down to a show, because this is where you're going to see the real Second Cities experience?
I feel like it's all a package. Like, I feel like if you haven't seen us live, that's something you're missing out on, because you don't really understand the Second City show until you get there. At the same time, if you've been to a Second City show and you haven't heard us on record, you don't really understand what the studio production can be like, because some gigs can be messy with sound. Like, it happens sometimes that, like, we aren't performing on par. Sometimes it's dodgy equipment that's not our fault, that's on par. Like, so I think there's definitely part of the package that everything's missing, but we try and accommodate to try and show people that with the live videos, even though it's very much, you need to be there to enjoy it as much as the people that are already there and you can see enjoying it are.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of the pictures or like watched any of the live stuff, but Jamie's an amazing frontman. He gets on people's shoulders, like he stands on bars. There's so much energy that's created in the room, like not just from him, but from everyone. We all get so enthusiastic and intrinsically ingrained within what we're doing in that moment, that it's just a contagious energy that everyone in the room picks up on, and everyone has an amazing time. We always have people coming back and coming up to us and say, what an amazing set that was, oh my god, I can't wait for the next one. So I can't wait to get back gigging, man. I miss it so much.
Yeah, me and my wife looking at some of your live shows, pictures a couple of hours ago before this interview, and as my wife put it, God, that looks sweaty.
Yeah.
So, we've talked about social media, and I kind of want to cover this aspect of it. For the fact that you have to be on there so much, there are so many platforms, from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it, let alone the streaming services and YouTube. How is it? How do you balance your personal sort of feelings and issues you might have with the platforms and the needs of a fan base to constantly get that content?
We just give it to Josh.
Pretty much.
Well, Josh, how do you handle it all?
Sometimes I have a bit of a nervous breakdown. I go cry in the corner. Nah. Well, actually, sometimes, yeah. Basically, I try and do posts for like Instagram primarily because I'm more comfortable with it. We've got like fair few good pictures, but we need more. God damn it. So try and write the posts whenever I really get free time, because once I start typing, I just kind of fill it out and then that's it. And a post can be done quite quickly that way. But it's more doing the stories that's the hard part, because it's like that's more. Oh, I'm just doing this. I'm chilling at home. How you doing, guys? Blah blah blah. It feels a bit more like forced in a way. I don't know. But I guess I just have to get used to it. Facebook, I'm not so good at. That's more Jamie's thing.
Yeah, I guess I do take care of the Facebook. I deal with the adverts as well. So if you know who we are and you're over the age of 30, I'm sorry you probably haven't seen an advert from us, but that's because our demographic is like 18 to 30-year-olds.
Okay.
I've learned. Yeah, well, maybe. Like, I mean, like we have got like it's strange because it drops off after 30, but then it comes spikes at like 50s and 60s as well. It's kind of mad. It's kind of like it does like a blip, and it's like kind of missed a certain age gap.
Do you find that side of things, that the demographics, the statistics, fascinating, interesting to look at?
I find it addictive to look at. It's probably like unhealthy sometimes. But I also think it's like knowledge is power as well, and I'm learning how to use that now. Like we've been working a lot with someone called Damien Keys to learn these things, and it's working out really well for us. And like, although we've might have had more views on previous stuff, it doesn't necessarily mean it's generated the kinds of people who are going to come in return, which is what we've learned how to do this time around. So
okay,
every release is going to like. You're going to see an improvement in how we kind of release ourselves as well.
Excellent. You're learning a lot then clearly from all of this period as well.
And it's definitely working as well, because our first release we literally had like 35 people like stream it, and then we had 600 by the time we released the next one. Then the second one we did really well. We got like 20,000 cross-platform streams. But I think that's mainly because of all the pushing we did, and because we had a music video and like. You know, so I feel like that was the main reason. And also because it was a mainstream song as well. And then we had more of a progressive song, which had like 150 views on the first day. And this one had like 250 views. So it's definitely like progressing. So, yeah.
Don't turn your nose up at those sort of numbers at any stage, particularly when you're vying for such platform space with so many other bands these days.
Yeah, it's interesting what Spotify are going to be doing with their thing as well, because they're looking at like making it so either if you're an artist and you want to, you can like get rid of your your share of your money that you make off streaming, but it pushes you further in their algorithm, so you get more streams. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out for people as well.
All right, guys, before we wrap this up then, I did tell you at the start there is one extra thing, one more nomination that you have to do effectively off the top of your head. It is something you cannot live without. Something. You're going away on an island, so you naturally want to bring something with you that you cannot live without. It can't be a person. It can't be a person. We've had that already. Jamie.
Can it be an animal?
It can be an animal. Damn it, you felt you could get it. Someone already did a cat before.
Right, first of all though, on this desert island, like, is there access to unlimited food and water?
Yes.
Okay, I don't need an animal.
You're making me feel like I'm going to have to draw a map to this place, like imaginary place. And now I'm just thinking, right, I've got to have to add all this stuff.
You need a waterfall, you need all this.
Yeah, interesting. Come back to me, I need to think.
What about you, Damon? You got something on top of your head?
Acoustic guitar.
Of course, you are a musician.
I think I'd probably write a few songs while on a desert island.
Yeah.
I'm being pulled by the ocean, surrounding my desert islands. We should rewrite the lyrics.
Do a desert island version.
So, I'll take a music shot.
Okay. Okay, that's brand new. Not had that one yet.
I mean, because then I can have all the instruments I want. So, that's pretty cool.
I like your thinking. Brilliant. Whoa.
Probably bring a harmonica, and then if I ever get rescued, I'd be like best harmonica player in the world. I've just spent like my whole life just playing harmonica without only one thing to do, you know.
Brilliant. Back to you, Jamie.
The boat, man, so I could get the fuck off the place.
You willingly went there. We didn't force you. You willingly chose to go there.
Yeah, I'm willingly going to go away and then come back another day too. It's the freedom of being able to go back and forth. I think I like.
I'm happy with it. Very, very good. All right, guys. Last thing then. Would you say that the excitement for what's coming next for Second Cities is at a high point?
Yeah, I think it maybe not as high as it was when we released Oceans, because it was like it'd been like 6 months between or 9 months since we released a previous song, whereas we've kind of got into the road like way of doing it like every 3 months or so now. But I do think like if we go with the plan that we're thinking for the end of the year, maybe sometime.
I mean, in my opinion, it's all baby steps. Like, as long as we keep putting content on social media, and as long as we keep releasing music so people have something new to listen to, and we drip feed it out and make sure that we're not oversaturating by giving them something all in one go to get and then listen to and get bored. You know, there's always something for them to like keep up with. So basically just keep doing what we're doing and we'll find success.
I think a lot of artists find themselves in a trap, don't they, of like releasing an EP and it's like then what? That's all your eggs in one basket. Whereas recording an EP's worth of music and releasing it over six months or over 12 months, you kind of like you can kind of set each song, give its own merit, and it's kind of like I guess like watching a TV series like on TV. You have to wait every week to watch a new episode. You have to wait a couple of months for the next part of the concept.
Question for you, Carl. What do you think of Like a Moth? And what's your favourite Second City song?
Well, I mean, Like a Moth, I really, really like. I'm coming off the back of listening to one album after another in the last 2 days of death metal, prog metal, Rammstein, then black metal. So when you're reviewing, if you've ever reviewed, you end up getting bombarded with music one after a row. So it always takes me now, I'd say at least 5 or 6 times to really appreciate something. I've given Like a Moth one spin, which was earlier on before we posted on a Facebook and do this interview. So I'll reserve my judgment. I will tell you now, I wasn't going to mention it, but we will be doing a reaction video to it.
Ooh.
So you'll have my actual opinions there.
Beautiful.
And the best one you've done so far, honestly, Oceans.
Everyone loves Oceans, man. What makes you like Oceans so much?
I think it's got a lot more meaning. I think it's got a lot more depth and meaning to it than perhaps other songs.
Okay.
And particularly what you've added and what you said at the start has made me kind of go, oh, okay. I'm not big at reading into lyrics, like, because it's not really where my strength lies. That's more my older brother who writes for the site as well. He's more the lyric guy. But now it's kind of like, I want to go back and hear it, having heard what you told me, and really understand it now, you know?
If you really want to like get into Second Cities, make sure you like read the lyrics, because they have so much like poetic meaning to them, and you can like think so deeply about them. So
Josh will like say, right, okay, this is how I'm feeling, blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, let's wordsmith it a little bit. And then like it goes like with different songs as well, like there's a song that I've worked on with Tony and stuff before, where he's wrote some lyrics and it's like he sends them to me, I rewrite them and put them back, and it's like I kind of like see it and hear it how he's kind of say it, I guess. And that's kind of like the process of the lyrics.
So before you go, guys, then, and I guess this is individually, if you can, what is a realistic goal for Second Cities over the next 12 months? We'll start with anyone can take it. Anyone want to start?
Are we saying that gigging is back, or?
Yeah, let's say come March time, we're back to a normal situation, vaccine or whatever it might be, and something that's realistic for you guys.
Me, I want to try and get like 1,500 Instagram like followers in 12 months. We did really well. We got 50 new followers on Instagram at the start of this release, so that was yesterday. So that's decent growth for a day. You know, so I feel like by a year's time, it should be that high. And in terms of gigs, just play like a filled out room, like that'd be so cool to actually.
We've done it before though.
No, I mean like a bigger room, like a fucking.
A bigger room.
How big a room?
I don't know, just a big room.
No, if it was me, I'd say I want to play a UK tour. Like, that's on my bucket list. And I know it's on Damon's bucket list as well.
It is indeed, yeah. I'd like to see us release some more music. If we could get to an album's worth, that'd be quite good.
We've got 15 written, Damon. We've got an album.
Yeah, we just need to record them and release them.
It would cost us a bit of bob, which is why you can fundraise for us on our Spotify. If you go click the fundraiser link, it'll help fund our next release.
Okay, right. Let's big that up a bit more. So, where can they find this fundraiser?
If you go onto our Spotify, if you have Spotify, you can go on to, is it Patreon?
Patreon, yeah?
Oh, no, GoFundMe.
Oh, GoFundMe, yeah?
Yeah, GoFundMe. It's GoFundMe/fund our next 2 singles release. And it's 125 quid. You can see the video versions that we did. The 125 pound will go directly into helping us sort out our next recording.
There you go, people. You can't get any fairer than that. You want to support your bands, you want to support your scene, particularly in the UK. There's a direct way you can do it. Gentlemen, that's it. Thank you very much for your time. We're off. We're leaving you on this island. Enjoy your goodies.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?